I'm Elina.
I'm Alex.
I must begin the interview because of all the things that people have been talking about in the internet. So you might be mad at me, but I have to get this question out of the way before we proceed. And that is, Elina, do I have any chance of being your husband?
Well, I don't know how many proposals I've had so far, but we'll see after this interview how you do, and then I'll give you my answer.
Now, the next very painful question that I must ask is, Elina, are you in Leave's eyes because you have left the singer of Krull, Matthias Lindsman, otherwise known as Vreth?
Would you be able to repeat that question?
You can tell me that it's none of my business, but you please admit that you have been dating the singer of Krull.
Krull?
Yes.
She lives in London.
Yeah, it would be a little bit hard because I've never met the person, but...
Well, he learned English, he says, from watching English programs on Finnish TV, or Swedish TV. He's a Finno-Swede.
Okay.
Which leads to my next question. I heard that you left him because Finnish people are prejudiced against Swedes.
Well, yeah, there's a little rivalry going on.
Hockey.
Friendly one, yeah, hockey especially.
All right, so...
That is true.
This says loosen this all up. We're all friends now.
Are we?
Really?
If I may, Elina, were you a bit nervous about replacing a singer of a known band?
Well, to be honest, I didn't really see it as replacing someone. I mean, of course, that's what it is. But for me, it was more about coming as myself and trying to do as good a job as I can with what I can bring to the band. Because, you can't replace someone like Leave or anyone, I think. You can't. You have to do your own thing. So, yeah. But of course, a bit nervous.
I would like you to maybe tell how you came into the band, just so the whole world knows the real story. But personally, you could admit that you were attracted to the size of Alexander's Schnurrbart. Mr. Alex, if I may just, if she's speaking to point at her more, that way we get to her full body.
All right.
I'm talking about the vocals. So, as an opera singer, have you ever sung any Strauss songs? Or Strauss arias?
Aria, yeah, of course, yeah.
How about Beam Schlafen gehen? Am I saying that right?
Kind of.
How do you say it really? The German word Beam Schlafen gehen? How do you say it?
How you say what?
Beam Schlafen gehen?
Bean muss schlafen gehen.
Is that going to sleep?
It's going to sleep, yeah.
And say it the right way.
Yeah, can you show me what you were
No, I
writing
didn't write
down?
it.
No, you didn't.
This is just an improvised
Is it a song you just made up, or is it
No,
actually
Strauss.
existing? Strauss?
It was part of the four last songs.
Yeah.
You have done it. So.
No, I haven't sung those ones. They're very hard songs.
Was it Bienen müssen schlafen gehen? Maybe I'm not
just
dyslexical.
B-I-E-M. Beam. Is that how you say it? Or Beim?
Ach, beim Schlafen gehen.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, sorry. Sorry, it's beim Schlafen.
Beim
gehen.
Schlafen
I was
gehen.
thinking, what songs with beans? It's like, what?
So the first line, I think, is Nun der Tag friedlich gemacht. How do you say it?
Okay. I'm not a super duper Strauss guy, right?
I mean,
That's German!
You're right, yeah.
You have to know all the German repertoire.
Right.
Or is it like old German, like older...
Yeah, in school we learned a lot of this stuff, and also we had to sing songs from all kind of whatever German traditional classical music, but I don't think that's particular Strauss.
No.
I would be interested in hearing you sing.
Oh,
Well, that question is coming.
Yeah. No, we will like teach. I was in music school back in the day, and we would teach stuff, but not singing like Elina does, of course not.
Yeah, no, I've
on
sung
the choir stuff.
a lot in German, but not those songs.
And
a lot of other ones.
maybe you could help me understand. Someone described the 4 last songs as being written by someone who hates women because it will break the throat of any singer. Could you remark?
In that sense, yeah. But if you hear some of the very good performances of those songs, you can.
Right.
I think the beauty overshines anything else in those songs.
Listening to your voice, I wonder if there's a chance of either finding a past recording or if you're thinking in the future of letting your voice be more melancholy or having you sing in melancholy songs for Leaves Eyes.
I have quite a lot of melancholy songs actually. Well, especially my own band I've written. There's some pretty depressing songs. Well, no, but I mean, like, I don't know which sense you mean, but there's, you know,
it doesn't have to
different
be
styles.
sorrow of love. It could be philosophical sorrow, or you know.
Yeah, there is those as well.
So, could you very clearly say the name of that band, because I will buy everything.
Well, we recently made the decision to change the name to Angel Nation, because it was Enkeli Nation, but no one knew how to pronounce it.
Ooh, spell that, because I want to buy everything.
Well, you can find it as Angel Nation now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can go on Amazon maybe?
Yeah, should be
All right.
able.
I'm going to lose a lot of money when I get back.
The inclination you have to explain with the Finnish.
Yeah, Enkeli, it's a combination of Angel Nation, so it's just a translation. Enkeli is angel in Finnish.
Because I also was wondering about the combination. And then I found out she translated.
But people, it's difficult, of course, if you don't not Finnish. So.
Is that similar to Perkele Nation?
I would say it's the actual opposite of that.
When you told me that you sing in a melancholy way, I want to buy every song ever recorded by this band. Could you?
Well, I still need to know what you mean by melancholy. I mean, there's melancholy songs in Leaves Eyes as well. But
Well, it will be melancholy in that when I hear the song and you're not there, I will be melancholy.
okay.
But yeah, you may pass. This is not a professional interview. These are various
Very
members.
unprofessional.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Sure. But can you spell the name of the band or say it, because it is on Amazon? People can buy it. Right?
Well, yeah, we have actually only one album out, and it's by the old name Enkeli Nation, but now we recently changed it to Angel Nation. But you can find anything on that name. We have a new single out just a month ago. So if you just Google Angel Nation, you should be able to find anything.
And the new Leaves Eyes EP, is that part of your tour merchandise?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we brought the last ones before the next pressing.
well, I'm getting in first, so I know I'm going to get mine.
Yeah.
So I'm one of those journalists who actually buys what he likes, even though we get promotional copies. So
There's nice merchandise as well. Also with Fires in the North.
well, if Elina is on a T-shirt, I'm buying one in every size because sometimes I gain weight. Like when I'm sad that you're not there, I'll be eating lots of chocolate, and so I will have the extra large T-shirt.
Yeah.
All there.
Alex, are you ashamed of yourself for exploiting her beauty to sell more Leaves Eyes?
Made a good choice, yes.
You have an EP. I received some songs. I wasn't sure if that was just because I'm special or...
No, it's an EP.
Okay.
Sold out again.
Can you say the name of it?
Fires in the North.
Fires in the North. It was an unusual experience for me because your voice, Elina, is very layered, and as hypnotizing and captivating as it can be, I wonder how it is live. You know, is it two different experiences of the song? Because I love the multiple layers. You are your own chorus.
I'm not sure what you mean by layered, actually.
Probably means the choirs.
Many tracks, yeah.
You mean the choir?
You're backing up yourself.
Yeah, no.
No.
We had we called the choirs.
Ooh!
Yeah. And For example, for the King of Kings album, we used the London Voices Choir, which is also on there with the new versions with Elina. So these are the people singing Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, Star Wars, and all these blockbuster movies. They are on there with the choirs, and we were like the first metal band with Leaves Eyes that they were singing along with.
Holy crap!
So, but she's like single singing, not like laying the choirs. Great compliment though, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I sing alone, then it's alone. But yeah.
All right, I thought you were backing up your own vocal
no,
track.
No, it's just one of me.
There could only be one of you.
He wants to marry her.
Yeah, I know. He's trying. I
All
can
tricks,
see
all
it,
tricks.
yeah.
Being that you are now in Leaves Eyes, Elina, and am I saying the name correctly? I'm so nervous in front of you. I don't want to say it.
Yeah, I can see you shaking.
Yeah.
Elina.
Elina, will your future songs possibly be in the Finnish language?
I don't think anyone wants that.
Well, Taya does some nice ones.
Well, surely you have heard Finnish bands.
Yeah.
Well, let me use opera as an example. I became very fond of very dark opera in my youth. I had no idea what the words were. I was just drawn to the emotion in the voice, and then some languages, to an ear that does not understand them, sounds like an instrument itself.
Mm-hmm.
And Finnish sounds very interesting to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I speak Czech as well as English, but still Finnish is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, even if it's my mother tongue, but I wouldn't say it's the most greatest language for singing, because it's kind of, it's not like Italian or Spanish or something like it's fluent, like flows on your tongue. It's not. It has as and ers and e's, and it just doesn't sound very. But it's no.
Well,
if you like it, then.
I struggled very hard to find Mozart's Don Giovanni in German. It exists.
Yeah.
And I remember the movie Amadeus. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where there was an argument that German is not the language for opera. Do you remember that? It's too harsh that Italian is the language. Do you
True.
agree with that?
Yeah.
Will there be songs in Italian in Leaves Eyes?
Yeah, who knows? Maybe it'll be all the languages now.
And Alexander, they were part of the Axis, so...
Oh my God! Now this comes here. Second World War again.
Well, that's a good entrance to this next question.
We wanted to record over there with the tank. Is this the reason now?
No, well, we have pictures.
Okay.
The Leaves Eyes lyrics seem to favor the Northmen, the Vikings. Are you afraid of singing about German knights, the Teutonic knights? Or is there still too much of a guilt trip about, oh, we're singing about German warriors, we're Nazis?
I understand. Oh, now I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Well, could be, another things sometimes brought up, to ban singing in German, and it would be like another thing, like, oh, now they use German knights. No, not really. I think it was from the beginning a concept with northern mythology connected with the music of Leaves Eyes, and that's a part of it. And it's also a part which we really enjoy, and I personally like all this connection with the Vikings, and a lot of my friends are connected with that too, with the reenactment groups and stuff like that. So that's also really cool to have, like yesterday we had people on stage from the Jomsborg of Boston Vikings. It's awesome, like a big family worldwide movement. So yeah, that suits very well to the band.
Russia used to be a Kievan culture. It later
Slavs?
became Muscovite.
Yeah.
But I heard that
the
Swedish
Rus.
Vikings were invited to rule the Kievan Russia in the early days.
Yeah, there's like, that's a lot of people may not know so much that it was like settlements everywhere, like all over Britain. Then you have, like, of course, Irish Dublin is a Viking city, let's say, and the Normandy in France, and also in Germany, like where the legendary Jomsborg Vikings, by the way, come from. It's part where my family comes from my father's side. It's also on the Polish side.
Please, no Polish jokes.
No, but like there was like the legendary Jomsborg Vikings in this area, like in nowadays German-Polish border, let's say. And my name Krull means in Polish king.
Oh,
so
I thought you just liked the movie.
Oh, you mean that from the 80s?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And you know what? In the Fantastic Four Marvel comics, there are the Super Krulls. You remember them?
No.
Wow. Do your homework.
Well, now that you have a Finnish woman in the band,
Right.
do you think that maybe you'll incorporate Finnish history? Because Finns are sort of outside of the...
Yeah, we
The
had already
Scandinavian family.
some Finns on King of Kings. There was the name for the Sami nation, like from Norwegian perspective. But anyway, well, we have to see. We have like a lot of ideas what we will bring in, and it's not only connected to Viking songs, Leaves Ice music. We had all kinds of things, like on the Symphonies of the Night album, like strong women in history, of course connected also to medieval times as well. Just it suits very well with the band, like Jeanne d'Arc, French story, and so that's like Ogar's Winter. There's a lot of different types of we also do with the band, and the last album, King of Kings, was strongly connected to Norwegian Vikings. So, let's see what we bring up next.
Elina, do you have any fondness for ancient Finnish history? Were you connected with the Hungarians at one time? Do you believe that?
The language?
Yeah, the language, yeah.
But not the people.
No, of course. I worked with many Hungarian people, they're lovely. But I don't know, I wouldn't say strong connection, but of course we have these tales like Kalevala and all these interesting things I've read about and everything, but I wouldn't say that I have some very strong personal connection now. Not really.
Alexander, may I call you Alexander?
Alex.
Alex,
Good, yeah.
I noticed in later pictures of Leaves Eyes, you are wearing armor on stage.
That's like I said before, that's like my connection with the reenactment groups as well, and it suited very good to the King of Kings album because Harald Fairhair, the story is very much connected. The unification of Norway, it was not called Norway that land, it wasn't Nordland or whatever you want to say in English. So they had like this saga. He would not cut his hair before he would conquer all of the lands and unite it to one kingdom. So it suited very good, and I got the role there on the cover and in the video clip. And by the way, Leon, my son, is the Child King in the video clip.
Interesting.
Yeah,
well,
of Viking Eye and King of Kings.
I warned you that sometimes I'll ask you a question even though you already answered it. I should have picked up on you were talking about the reenactment groups ahead of time, because part of me wondered if you wanted to invite the pagan metal universe to Leaves Eyes. I always thought you were outside of it.
No, not really. The thing it was always connected somehow. I think we're pretty much the only female fronted band probably using these Viking themes. I know Arcona, that's another type of music. But the thing is that we were always kind of bounded. Also to medieval, we have a very strong medieval scene in Germany or Europe, and having these festivals and castles, we played there from the beginning on selected events. And this is something we'll probably do in the future more often because we're getting more and more invitations. Also with the Viking ship this big show we bring on stage with this Viking ship and the warriors and all this, looking like a Wagner opera. We just did one of these amazing shows in Belgium. It was awesome.
Have you sung Wagner?
No,
Wagner.
actually.
Who's next?
No, it's not. It's a bit. Well, you know, when I stopped my studies, I have very lyrical voice, so Wagner is a bit too heavy for my voice still.
Alex, in your reenactments, will you now, because of the refugees, have exhibits of overthrowing the Ottoman Empire?
What the?
Has anyone sued you for your voice and your beauty being in the eyes and ears after being exposed to you? Because people have to drive after they see you.
Oh!
After they...
I think you're just trying to get the points now.
Yeah.
Trying to get ching points.
Well, let's get away from my foolish behavior. When you first joined, you almost immediately played in front of 20,000 plus people. Could you talk about that?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy actually. I had about a week time to learn the songs and then to Indonesia.
Not even.
Yeah, so it was, and then we have a thunder, like a tropical thunderstorm.
Yeah, it was really amazing. We were like in a tent waiting to get on stage, and almost the tent flew away.
Yeah.
It was a really cleaned up festival area. Nobody was there anymore. And then when we came back, you know, the festival was going on, there was another band playing, Walls of Jericho, I think. And then it was Lee's Ice Time. I was like, oh, is there anyone? And it was a completely filled up field.
Elina, as man-melting as your voice is, are you afraid that when you perform live, the audience will be too spellbound by your beauty to be affected by the music?
Have you seen the pictures of my sweaty face on stage?
There was one guy drawing you into the audience.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah. One guy almost pulled me off stage once. But,
that's because he was influenced by the Viking lyrics,
I
right?
think he was influenced by some alcohol.
Yeah.
To be honest.
When I first asked to interview you, I accidentally contacted Napalm Records, but you're no longer on Napalm.
No.
Could you explain that? If you think it's interesting.
Yeah,
Maybe Elina should talk about that, because everything she says is interesting.
Wasn't even involved that time. To make a long story short, after I think 10 years or something, it was time to do something else, I guess. And it's really great to work with AFM Records. It's all I can say. Treating us very good.
Excellent. Now for the very serious questions.
Now.
You're familiar with the song Mary Had a Little Lamb?
Mm-hmm.
And you knew this would come, right? This question.
I was waiting for this.
Yeah. So, George Corpse Grinder Fisher has always refused to sing. He always sings, but there's a magical Twilight Zone effect on the recording where
he goes like, where would you?
Yeah, or suddenly I run out of batteries. But he likes to make me chase him for this song, and he always sings it, but I always mess up somehow.
Okay.
But I like to ask other people to help him sing, to find the courage.
Okay.
So Alexander, you are not immune to this challenge, because you're a death metal vocalist.
I'm out.
And can you sing Mary Had a Little Lamb?
No way. But I think you can do it.
In Finnish?
Yes,
yeah,
can you do it in
that's
Finnish?
much better.
So instead of just singing it blindly, say to the camera, George, this is how you sing it in Finnish.
Okay. George, this is how you sing it in Finnish. Maija oli karitsa, karitsa, karitsa. Maija oli karitsa, lumivalkea.
I would like to double my proposal to you. Alex, do you own Master Sound Studios?
Right, yeah, that's my company. Why?
I was just trying to think, why did I ask that question?
I thought so.
The reason I asked is when I wanted to send you something, you said send it to Master Sound. And I was,
Oh, right.
I thought that was just like you were a girl who said, like, my phone number is, and gives me a different phone number.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, call me. Elina, what's your phone number? Just contact Master Sound
Yeah.
Studio.
Oh, no. And now I get a lot of requests, I'm afraid.
I think it was very wise for you to release an EP with Elina's voice. How did that factor in? It seemed that you were touring like crazy. When did you have the time to do that?
Yeah, exactly. It was in the middle, actually.
Yeah.
And we wanted to have a song from the scratch, something brand new, but also fans were requesting about the songs we play live, and they couldn't buy like the versions with Elina. So we thought, wow, it's a good idea to bring something completely fresh and new out, together with some songs we play live, and people want to hear that versions. Also, the acoustic version of Fires and Love is really good.
Yes. When did the Leaves Eyes Unplugged idea come into creation?
That it's early, from the early start. We had like acoustic songs, or some songs were like soundtrack-like, more without electric guitars and stuff like that, more with all natural instruments. And like on King of Kings, we have like Sveven, harsh gradients, like these folky songs with northern instruments like nickel harp or Oilian pipes, Celtic instruments, etc., etc. We love that kind of things, also with big percussions, of course. And vocal suits very, very good on this too. And that was also something, probably with Fires in the North, we said, wow, we could do a kind of version like that as well.
Elina, do you have any Russian or Swedish blood in your ancestry?
Not that I know of. It might be some Swedish. We have like we even have to learn Swedish in school, so it's the kind of, I think from my mother's side there is some Swedish blood.
You're living in England now. Is that because the Finnish government has given you money to show how beautiful the women of Finland are?
I wish. No, I wish.
In a serious tone, I must ask, has there ever been a consequence to your extreme beauty?
I think you have to ask that from someone else.
But you have not suffered for your beauty? Is life easier for you?
Well, have I ever gained anything? Let me think.
Well,
you get unwanted attention,
yes! Right? I was brought some chocolate to the backstage by a very nice man in Belarus.
Oh,
I'm sure that was
yeah.
partly because I was very nice to him. And
Never accept any food or drink from strangers.
well, the guys had half of it anyway.
Well, guys don't care. They wake up with prophylactics in their buttocks. When you sing, how loud are you in real life?
In real life?
Like when you sing in Leaves Eyes and you sing the operatic style. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
or is it deafening?
You want to hear?
It's the same, of course, but I have a microphone in front of my face, so it makes it a bit louder for people. But yeah, I just sing as I sing normally.
So when I'm in the front row tonight, will I be deafened?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, I hope so. You robbed me of my senses anyway, so I can lose hearing. And then I will be healed by your beauty, right? Alex, you should talk to her this way. Could you give maybe a brief history of how you joined the band, and then I'll ask again to remind you if you want to say anything to the world, because there's been some nastiness on the internet, but you have the last word. So first, the history of this goddess in Leaves Eyes.
Right, it was pure luck that we found each other. We were on tour in the UK, and
but may I interrupt? Do you want to dispel the rumor that you sacrificed to Odin and he brought you this Valkyrie?
Probably it was that, yeah.
So tell me, because it was almost an impossible circumstance that she is.
Yeah, but that's true.
You're real, right, Elina? You didn't drug me, did you, Alex? She's real.
Am I?
spellbounded probably already as a support act or
I
something.
didn't know that human DNA could create such things. But go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, well, we toured in the UK, and probably this came back as a memory that there was the band with a fantastic singer, and when we brought into the situation that we had like two chances, like to cancel everything or to find like the perfect match, we were really lucky, you know, to come together and found out, it sounds great together with the music of the band. And after all this gossip and drama on the internet, it was really, really good to have the chance to continue with the band and concentrate and focus on the music and do great stuff with the band. And even maybe going to new horizons, new level, new ideas, new era. So that's also a very positive side. So I don't see Elina as a replacement singer. It's just a new era for the band, and we are really happy now, and we continue. Maybe as the last word, I can just say something, because from a personal aspect, I want to save my son, and I think people didn't really show much respect, just grabbing some nasty rumors and stuff, and like was really wondering, wow, what's that, like organized hate groups and shit like that. I didn't even know it existing. Don't believe fairy tales on the net, and we let the music talk.
Yes, and if I may suggest, you can tell me if it's a bad idea, but to make more money on the merchandise side when you tour, could maybe you have an Elina line of makeup, or is it impossible for any woman to look that good?
I would say that maybe line of chocolate would be better.
Yeah.
I would sell that. Better
Yeah,
than
that's
makeup.
actually a good idea with the chocolate. Viking chocolate.
Yeah.
Was it ever existing? So we have to invent it.
Yes.
Well, I'd like to say, I've never felt a schism. When I listen to music, I close my eyes and I have a theater of the mind. It's not possible anymore, because now whenever I hear your voice, Elina, I will imagine you singing personally to me. But
Of course I did.
every other band, I imagine something completely else than the real people who are in the band. So I think that it's terrible for metal people to act just like mainstream Hollywood people. You know, don't go after gossip, right?
Absolutely agree with that. And like, maybe one last word to that gossip is like, there was never done anything behind someone's back, or just someone kicked out or replaced or crap like that. That's what I can say. And maybe it's also time to just let go all this negativity, and we just set sail for the next goal. And this tour, we have like 30 more plus shows to go, and the more we play live, the better it feels together with the fans, and they see us as a band. And this was always the thing. Leaves Eyes is a band.
Well, maybe it's time for me to make it official, so there is no gossip about me. I have to remove myself from your list of possible guitar replacement, because if I'm on the stage with her, I cannot concentrate on my musicianship. So thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
you.